I'm the reference and instructional librarian here. And I thought it would be important to celebrate the Commemorative Classic to do a exhibit on football, and especially the history of football here at Livingstone. This year celebrates 132 years of football history. So that is quite a lot amount of history. And based on, well, my grandmother told me never to talk about religion and politics, but based on Tuesday's election, protecting our history is probably more important and more crucial at this point in time. So today, we come here and celebrate members that have played a crucial point in that history. We have Mr. Greatheart here, who was also a player. Dr. Russell in the back, who was also a student player. He wasn't a student player here at Livingstone, but he also contributed to Black history, Black college football history. So that's very significant. So as we come together, I would just ask everyone to appreciate all the accomplishments of individuals that have come before us, and to continue to acknowledge those that will come after us. And
you got to tell about your father.
Oh, I forgot. My father, both my mother and father are alumni of Livingstone. My father played college football here at Livingstone in 1965. He actually was drafted by the Houston Oilers, and he played there for 3 years, I believe. So he also has a significant history here at the school as well. So I would like to, I guess, take this time to, I guess, turn over to our guest, Dr. Russell. If you'd like to say a few words, and then Mr. Greatheart, would you also like to say a few words?
I'll let Dr. go first. Let me go first. Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you all. I'm so honored to be invited to come and share a little bit in terms of the Community Classic. Since I've been in Salisbury, I moved here in 1993, and so I got a chance to know some people here on the college campus. And one of the things that I thought was amazing during the research was that this was the place of the first college football game, first HBCU football game. And one of the things I thought was interesting was the resiliency of how they put together their own stuff. It says in the history that they had women in the department, one of the departments that did the sewing for their uniforms, and put those together. What I thought was amazing as well was the fact that they didn't have cleats. And so what they did was they used their dress shoes, attached the cleats to the bottom of their dress shoes, practicing them, and then after practice they took them off. And I just felt like that was just so much history, so much resiliency, that this needed to be out. I couldn't imagine that CNN, I mean, it's not just CNN, but ESPN, the BET, all of them should be here because this is the birthplace. So I think every year when they have the game days, I'm excited about what the potential can be with the Commemorative Classic. I mean, it's coming up this weekend, and it's a lot of history there, and a lot of that history deals with that game. And with it being out here on the campus, that's significant. I don't know of any other schools at that time that had, that put together, that rearranged their front lawn, their field to have a game. And of course, we know that game was between Livingstone College and Johnson C. Smith, which at that time was Biddle University. I think the controversy is going to probably always be around. We don't know if there were referees there or if they themselves, monitored the game. But what it was said was that the fumble happened. One of our players recovered it, and they said that because it snowed, it was snowing that day, but because it snowed a little bit more, they couldn't tell whether it was out of bounds or inbounds. And they said it was out of bounds, but some folks said it was inbounds. So That's where the issue is at. So this final score ended up being 5-0 for Biddle University. So that in itself sets on an amazing rivalry that we'll be participating in this weekend. So I wanted to say that. So I'm just amazed at what hasn't happened, and I'm actually speaking with people when I go out to really see if there's a way that we could be on the station, on a station that they can kind of talk about Livingstone College and its history. So thank you all. Just wanted to share a little bit about that.
Share a little bit about your history in football.
Okay, so I'm from Roxborough, North Carolina. I'm a high school Hall of Famer in my high school. I was a high school All-American. I went to North Carolina State for 3 years, played there, got hurt, transferred to, I sit out a year, then transferred to Central in 89, 90, and I played 90 and 91 there, ended up finishing that. And my experience, I loved my experience when I transferred from state. I went there in 1985. It was, wasn't what I thought. It was, of course, very big, all the classrooms with over 200 and some people, a lot of them. And so that I was, up there alone. It was tough. My grandmother had passed. So I lost some people in my family during that time when it was rough. But when I transferred to Central, it was like an awakening. It was like for me, a family experience. And so my uncle, aunts, all of them went to Elizabeth City. They were all teachers. They played, two of my uncles played sports at Elizabeth City. My aunt went to Central as well, but most of my family, cousins, all of them were HBCU grads as well. So, but that's a little bit about me. And anything else? That covered it? You have any questions?
Good morning, everyone. I hope everyone's doing well today. Good morning. My name is Damein Greatheart. I'm a CS professor here at Livingstone College, and I'm also a former player at Livingstone College as well, too. During my tenure here at Livingstone College, 2009-2013, I had the opportunity to play under several different coaches. Coach Massey, he was my coach my freshman year. Coach James, my sophomore, did my junior year. Rest in peace, he actually passed about 2 years ago. And then Coach Williams, my last year. During this time, we had a lot of different opportunities to either travel or explore professional development. I enjoyed my time here at Livingstone College. The Commemorative Classic is a great event opportunity. We actually went to travel down to JCSU several times for the Commemorative Classic. We had a dinner, we had opportunities to learn more about the Classic as well too. Being prideful about the Commemorative Classic was a great opportunity as well to learn more history about Black college football. A lot of the times, a lot of people forget that this is where it starts at, and then I'm prideful to see this. When I was a junior, I remember that we actually had a video and actually went live with ESPN and talked about the Commemorative Classic. A lot of the times people forget and they think about all the bigger institutions a lot of the times, but when you think about starting here, this is the history of Black college football, you have to think about this is what started. And at that time, 1892, I think about all the different things that are going on, like, oh, okay, at this time, you still have, trying to think of the proper terminology, you still have issues with slavery going on, you still have issues with Black violence going on, things, rules, and policy regulations that are not meant for Black people to do anything. So put this into place at this time is actually, I want to say, a commemorative idea, because a lot of the times we think, oh, hey, they played football back in 1892. But this is something a group of young men came together to do, so this is a very prideful event to commemorate even down to this day. A lot of times, oh, it's history, but your history is where your roots at, it's where you started at. Livingstone College, when I started learning more and more about the Commemorative Classic, the first time playing college football here, it made me more prideful, made me understand, hey, look, this is history here. Throughout the times and the days, each year we played here at Livingstone, the Commemorative Classic, they boosted it up each year. ESPN came with a video. We went down to Charlotte. Each year was just different. It got bigger and bigger. I'm not sure what happened with it right now, but I will say throughout my 4 years, I met some great players. Coaches were great. They really invested into us. I will say at Livingstone College, it's one of the prideful things to see the audience come out. For me, I'll say this, out of my 4 years, this is the game I look forward to the most. Only because JCSU is one of the biggest rivals. I will say this, during my recruitment phase, the JCSU did try to recruit me the day before. The signing deal I had to do the night before, I decided to stick with Livingstone College.
Yay! Yay!
I was traveling around. I had visited about 21 different colleges before I came to Livingstone. I had originally committed to Coastal Carolina, but I had an MCL injury mid-season. I was the captain of my team. I went to a 1A school, so we had about 31 players on my team, which means about 14 of us could actually play. So I had to play both sides. Throughout my transition of trying to figure out what college I wanted to go to, me and my grandfather visited Livingstone College, and I decided to come here. My church wasn't trying to agree with me because my church either wanted me to go to Winston-Salem or Charlotte, but I made the decision to come here. I didn't want to follow the paths or footsteps of anybody else. I wanted to make my own legacy. And I'm back here at Livingstone College as a professor, so I've enjoyed this process. I've enjoyed pouring into the youth I see every day here at Livingstone, and I'm very proud of the football team and where they're going at right now. I've seen a lot of changes over time, so I'm extremely prideful. Coach Williams, Coach Williams used to text me after every last football game for 4 years. I'm looking at Coach like, look, this worked with us. Look, every game we played, so all 4 years, Mark would text me like, so what's up, Greatheart? What y'all doing? So I also want to give Coach Williams an opportunity to speak as well too, being that this is the Commemorative Classic. He'll be actually coaching the game as well too tomorrow. But I do thank y'all for the opportunity to listen to my experience here at Livingstone College as a former player and just observing how history has changed over time. We talking about players, either new equipment, new gear, new facilities. I'm proud to see the football field outside Livingstone College right now. I think it's a great marketing tool. I think the new equipment as well. I see great players out here all the time. I have most of the players in my classroom, so I love what I see and I love where the program's going right now. Thank y'all for the opportunity. Coach Williams.
Thank you.
I don't believe I need this. I'm not used to using microphones. Sometimes yell. One thing I do want to speak about in reference to the year the game happened, I can assure you, none of us in this room have contacts that can confirm nor deny. But I do know the score, and it wasn't in favor of Livingstone. And I say that with a huge chip because I absolutely do not like Biddle University. Respectful. We are the agents of change, as our head coach Sean Gilbert always say. Being an alum of Livingstone College, this game, no matter the sport, no matter the records, it always meant more. We have a group of guys right now who they feel the same way we feel about that school. They don't like them. We sit in a very distinct chair to be able to keep them from making a championship game. That is our focus, all at the same time of us finishing with the first plus 500 record since 2015. We are dedicated to the resiliency, as Doc said, when building or rebuilding the program back to a championship level for one, but understanding where we come from, like our friend Brother Greatheart said, to understand that we are the grandfathers of black college football. And Betty Ford can be the grandmothers, but we are the grandfathers. And it started here, it started with us, and it means something to us, especially myself and Coach Austin, who's also played on championship teams here, also an alum. So it means a lot to us as far as the national audience that this game deserves. That's something that I bring up every year to the conference. I don't care if we both schools 0-10 or 0-9 coming into this game, because of the historical significance of this game, it should be nationally televised. Who cares about the SWAC when they was 20, 30 years after us? You know, that's a long stretch of time when we did this thing, when we created this thing for all black colleges. So from a support standpoint, you know, of course, the more you win, more butts in the seats. But we need voices. You know, we can't hear the crowd because of the band. Our crowd should be louder than the band. That's how I feel. You know, and we're going to continue to pour into the program, pour into Livingstone College as long as we're here, to continue to build not just a successful football program, but also we just had a honors ceremony for athletics, and football had 55 players with over 3.0 GPA. As of yesterday's all-conference nominees, we had 14, I think it was. So we got a lot of guys doing great things. Everyone should be proud of the program. We're proud of it. And we're just going to keep on fighting and bring back that fighting Bluebeard spirit. I always tell Greatheart all the time, we got soft when we dropped the fighting. That's when we got soft. We got to bring it back. So, you know, that's what our goal is, to bring back the fighting Bluebeards of Livingstone College. So, hope everybody comes out tomorrow, 2 o'clock. I know they got a lot of fanfare going on around it, but trust and believe we're only focused on one thing, and that's beating Biddle University.
Of the 62 to 66 class played football here at Livingstone, and we played Howard University at our homecoming. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
We played Howard University at our homecoming, and it was a very good homecoming. I think we beat Howard something like 44 to 10 or something like that.
Wow.
But it was a big homecoming. We had a super player by the name of Alfred Tyler, quarterback, and he set many records here at Livingstone. And we always told him that if it wasn't for the line, me included, those records would not have been there. But we were very glad to be a part of Livingstone College and a part of this athletic program. Thank you.